What's going on, guys? Hopefully I'm coming in loud and clear for you here. I wanted to just pop on real quick to do a live Q&A and answer some of the most commonly asked questions that I've gotten so far about the new pro feedback service that I'm going to be launching in just a few days, actually, on Wednesday, this coming week, December 1st. So I'm really, really excited. It's something that I feel has been like years in the making, even though it's really only come to fruition in the last couple of weeks. But it's definitely been something that a lot of you guys, like hundreds of you, have been asking me about for a long time. And I usually just can't do anything about it. I can't service everybody. I can't give feedback to hundreds and hundreds of people. The best way I've been able to try to give you guys some professional feedback myself is by creating the Syndicate, which, if you don't know, is my sort of inner circle mentorship program. But over the years, I've been actually accepting fewer and fewer members and accepting fewer and fewer members less often. So it's basically now once a year I'm accepting members, and I'm keeping our numbers pretty much maybe 50 or 60 members, but we're not going anything above that. It used to be over 100, and I was just finding myself completely overwhelmed with the amount of feedback and just opportunity stuff we were doing. There was just a lot of work with that. So for my own sanity, I had to minimize that. And the idea of opening myself up to doing a lot more feedback has been very, very daunting, because I just know I've been there before when I overextend myself. So when this idea started brewing and it just kind of came to me one day, I thought, wait a minute, there might be a way where you guys can get additional feedback from me without being in the syndicate. But more importantly, you could maybe get to know some other really talented, high quality professional sync licensing producers and get some really great feedback from them on a consistent basis, on a monthly basis. So that's really what this is about. And the reason why I say it's years in the making is because I think this is something that I wish I would have had the idea to build this out years ago. But for whatever reason, I was busy with other things and I just didn't have space mentally to even carve out something like this. But when this started coming together, it just felt really natural and fluid. And it felt like, I think we can make this work for everybody. For you guys, obviously, first and foremost, to get really helpful professional feedback. For our pros, because I do want them to be compensated and taken care of for the amount of time they're going to dedicate to giving you guys some high quality feedback. And of course, for me, I got to make sure that I'm not going to completely overwhelm myself and spend myself into oblivion with the amount of time and energy I put into this kind of thing. I'm willing to work hard, but I also need to always be aware of the fact that if I overextend myself, I will want to shut everything down and just be done with it. And I don't want to do that for you guys. And I haven't done that for anything yet, actually. I don't think there's been anything I've just offered and pulled away because I couldn't handle it. The only exception would be the syndicate, where I've just sort of minimized the number of students that I've had in there just because it's too much for me to deal with. So if you guys are watching live, go ahead and pop any of your questions you have about this in the chat, or you can just kind of follow along. I'm going to basically list the few sort of most commonly asked questions I've got through email or through comments on my YouTube channel and in Sync Academy about this service. And this might answer a lot of your questions before we sort of get started here with it in the next couple of days. The first one I got was, and this is the biggest hurdle that most of you guys are probably going to be facing, is why should I trust these pros? So, I want Jesse's feedback. I trust him. I've heard him talk about this industry for such a long time that I really only want him to give me feedback. Well, you will have an opportunity to get feedback with me through this service, through the monthly subscription program, through our live monthly reviews. So you will be able to get access to me. So just rest assured you will have that. But I really want you guys to give these pros a shot. And the reason is because I have personally picked them out. Okay. So it wasn't like there was an application process and I held it open and I just let anybody apply to it. Nobody knew I was putting this together. Nobody knew that I wanted to put together a feedback service. And I actually went out and emailed the members. Some of them are my syndicate members. Some of them are library owners. Some of them are professional TV film composers that have been doing this for longer than I have, actually. So these are top-notch producers and business owners in this industry. So the ears that they have, the experience that they have, and most importantly, the skills that they have at producing music are top-notch. And I selected them based on that, okay? Not only that, I have trained them on how to give you feedback, okay? So I'm not just saying, hey, I trust you guys. You give them feedback any way you want to. I know most of you guys are looking for my expertise and you want my ears to sort of, hear your music and give you some helpful insights for how to do well. So what I've done is I have basically taken my 13 plus years of experience and I've sort of whittled it down into a training program essentially that I've given to these professional sync licensing producers and owners. And so they now know everything that I know essentially. And I've actually whittled it down to a really awesome, easy to digest way where they know exactly what they need to be talking about in your track to ensure that they're giving you good notes to get you closer to being accepted by libraries and getting TV placements. Okay. So I want you to just remember about all this is that even though you might have another pro giving you feedback on your track, I'm going to be sort of a ghost in their background because I am overseeing what they're doing. I've trained them on what they're doing, and I'm going to be reviewing their videos regularly. So I'll be tuning in and watching in on these videos that they give to you guys, and I'm going to be making sure that I agree with the notes that they're giving you, and that I would say absolutely thumbs up. So we're going to be regularly reviewing their work. We're going to do check-ins and make sure that they are giving you the absolute best feedback that they possibly can. And the cool thing is you're not only going to be getting my years of expertise with the format, and I'll talk about that. That was another common question I had. Not only are you going to be using this format that I created, but you're also going to be getting their unique perspective because everybody has their own subjective experiences in this business. And some of them might have noticed some really interesting things about certain tracks that they've made that get a lot of placements that maybe I even haven't noticed. So you're going to be getting a wide range of really awesome perspectives on how to make really professional music in this business. So that's what's really cool about not just relying on me all the time and hoping that I give you feedback, but going out and giving a shot to these other guys that I'm lending my credibility to and saying these are guys you can really trust your music with. It really is going to give you a better, broader perspective on how to do really cool things with your music moving forward. Okay. So another question I got is the feedback I get going to be private? Am only I going to be able to see this feedback, or is it going to be open for the whole world to see my track and see somebody kind of giving it some feedback notes? There will be an option if you want to get private feedback where literally only you and the pro that you select will be able to see the video that was created. Okay. This will not include me though. Okay. So I will not be a part of the private review offer. That's going to be a separate offer, a separate thing for some of you that just need to get maybe feedback every couple of months or maybe just one track. You don't want to do it regularly. You don't feel like getting a monthly review is useful for you. You just want to do it once in a while or something like that. That will be available to you. But just so you know, I am not going to be making myself available to that because I, from experience, know that if I were to make myself available for that, I would be swamped. I would have way too many requests. Okay. So if you want to get my feedback, you do need to sign up for the monthly subscription plan. That's where I'm going to be logging in and doing the live reviews. And so if you log in and you catch me live, you'll get plenty of notice. Trust me, you'll know exactly when we're going and you'll get the link and all that kind of stuff. So if you join me live, you can actually get me to review your track. But this is a different way that if you only want it to be private, then you can pay for a separate sort of sign up service and you just get one track review and then you're done. There's not a monthly commitment or a monthly, benefit to it at all. With the subscription service, it will be in the format of unlisted YouTube videos. So the world will not have access to it. They're not going to be searchable videos where somebody can just stumble across your review with your music. But these videos will be made available to the Pro Feedback platform. So that means all the other members will be able to watch everybody else's videos. So I know some people get a little bit nervous about that, but I want to try to encourage you to see it as a way of, yes, it takes a little bit extra courage to have your track out there for other people to kind of see, and especially to have other people see a professional give you some feedback. But think about how beneficial it's going to be for you to watch other people's videos, other people's tracks getting reviewed, right? Because you'll not only learn in this service through your own tracks, through your own feedback that you'll get from pros and from me, but you'll also learn tons from watching them break down other people's tracks and other types of music and maybe other or genres that you actually create. But, just watching somebody give feedback and different types of pros giving feedback, you're going to be gathering and absorbing so much more knowledge than you possibly could if you were just looking at your one video of your track, right, for like the 10 to 15 minutes that it's going to last. So that's what's really cool about having a sort of a community that we're building this around, a sort of a platform where we can all kind of see each other's review videos. And I will be live, or we'll be recording those live monthly reviews, so all members will be able to see that as well. So you'll be able to, the pros will be able to watch it, you guys will be able to watch it, so you can see how I give feedback, and hopefully that can be just as helpful as well. So the next question is there a standard format that the feedback is going to be given in? In other words, do these pros just say whatever they think they like about your track, or can we count on some sort of a format that they're going to specifically point out certain things about each track so that we know what kind of feedback we're getting, and then they know what type of feedback they should be giving you? Absolutely. There's going to be a simple format that I've created, and I'm going to go over that on Wednesday. I'll have a video here on my YouTube channel that'll show you guys how that works. And these 6 elements of every track are going to be included in this format. And I'm going to have the pros make sure that they always touch on all of those, every single one of those. They don't pick and choose. They will have to make a comment on each one of those elements of your track to make sure that they're giving you feedback that's going to be helpful for the music licensing business. And where did these 6 elements come from? Well, my 13 years of experience, essentially. I have seen from my own catalog and from what works, what doesn't work, what's been accepted by libraries, what's been rejected. It's basically there's 6 things that every library is going to be looking for in the tracks that they accept from you. And that means those are the tracks that they feel they can get placed, and they can obviously earn you writers' royalties and themselves the publishers' royalties. So this is basically 13 years of experience boiled down into a very simple format that they can follow, and that you know exactly what kind of feedback you're going to get. What the pros say is going to vary from pro to pro, right? One person will have one take on something, and another pro might have a different twist or a take. Same with me. I'm going to have a completely different subjective opinion on something than maybe they did. So that's what's cool about this service, especially with the monthly plan, is that you can actually sample between all of us and kind of get a more well-rounded view of your music and how you can really do well, okay? So how do I get feedback from Jesse personally, right? So I talked to you guys before about how the private feedback is not where you can get it from me. You will have to sign up for the monthly plan and be a part of our really cool network that I've built up for us, okay? So it's a private, exclusive network. It's just like Sync Academy. For those of you that are in Sync Academy, it's a Mighty Networks network. And so basically you'll be able to log in and chat with people and all that kind of stuff. But getting feedback literally is as simple as copying and pasting your link. Maybe it's a Dropbox, or maybe it's your YouTube, or it's your website, or wherever you're streaming your track. You basically just plop it in under the pros post that you want to get feedback from, or if you're logging with me live for our live chats, you just pop your link right into the live chat. And then I'll basically click on it and listen to it, or the pros will be able to review your tracks and get you an awesome HD video review of your track as soon as possible. But if you want to get feedback from me, you have to be part of the subscription plan, and you have to show up for these live monthly reviews. For right now, I'm thinking I'm going to be doing Saturdays at around 9 a.m. And it'll probably be usually towards the middle of the month. But we're going to be able to be a little flexible with that, because I want to make sure that I'm there when it's most convenient for most of you. I know some of you are all over the country and all over the world, so some of you that I'll work for, others won't. But I know that weekends are usually a little bit better for a lot of us, because some of you guys most of you guys probably have day jobs, and weekends are probably the most available and flexible you have. For myself, I know that the mornings are where my mind is sharpest and where I have the best energy, and I want to give you guys my best. I do not want to do a 6 p.m. stream where I'm just dragging and kind of tired, and the whole day is basically already gone by, and I've given up my creative energy to a whole bunch of other stuff. So I want to give you guys a fresh version of me. So we'll make sure that we get it so that it works for the most amount of people. But you do need to show up, and you actually need to be there live to get feedback from me, okay? Big question, of course, is how much is all of this going to cost? The feedback version versus the subscription version. The fees and the prices will all be revealed this Wednesday on December 1st. I will tell you the private feedback option will be a little bit more expensive, because it's sort of a one-off thing, and we have to coordinate you with a pro. When you're in the subscription platform, it's just more streamlined, because it's basically a platform where you just post your link and the pros know that they need to give you feedback. So we don't have to do a single transaction every single time and notify everybody. It's not, it's not much actually work for us. So if you sign up for the subscription service, you're actually going to save quite a bit. And I will tell you that if you're in Sync Academy or Sync Edge, it'll be affordable, okay? So I've priced this at a point where I know that most of you guys that need this service and that are already involved with our Academy or Edge will be able to easily afford this, okay? So I've definitely made sure I have kept it as least as cheap as possible, essentially. But I definitely want the pros to be compensated fairly, because again, they're taking out time from their lives and a lot of high quality energy that they're giving to this. So I want them to feel really rewarded, and that it's worth their time to do this. And they're really excited, obviously, to be giving you guys feedback. But I tried to find a middle road where they could be fairly compensated and you guys could afford some sort of a price where it works, okay? So I think you guys will be able to easily afford it, especially those of you that are in Sync Academy or Sync Edge now, because you guys are going to be getting a 40% discount, and you actually are the only ones that are going to get the link, which brings me to my last point, where somebody have asked already, where's the link? I want to sign up now. You'll only get access or even know where this link exists if you are in Sync Academy or Sync Edge, okay? So I will not be publicly releasing any sign up page at all, probably till January, maybe even February, we'll see. But for now, I'm only giving access to those of you that are already in our community in Sync Edge and Sync Academy, okay? You guys will be given a 40% discount locked in if you want to keep your subscription as long as you want. It'll always be 40% discounted, and I will never offer that again. Some of you remember when I first launched Sync Edge, $9.99 a month, very, very, very cheap, and I gave it only to, I think, the first 100 members or something like that. So we're going to be doing basically the same kind of thing here. So if you want to be one of the early adopters and get in fast, you will be rewarded very well for that, and you'll be getting a discount that I will not be giving ever, ever, ever again. And you can keep that discount locked in for as long as you want to. Okay. Also, for the first 100 members that sign up, I will be giving a bonus review. So on top of the 1 track a month you would get with a pro that you select, this is a subscription service, of course. 1 track a month you get with a pro, and then of course my live monthly reviews. On top of that, the first 100 members that sign up, I will do a bonus feedback where you guaranteed get a review from me. You don't have to sign up for the show up for the live review that month. You just basically post it to a sort of bonus post that I'll put up there. And if you're the first 100, I will give you a review. And the idea with that is I kind of want to get you guys started in a certain particular direction and let you know, okay, welcome to pro feedback. Now that I've assessed your music, these are the things I think you should focus on, and this is what you should be trying to get from the pros here. So essentially, it's kind of like an initial consultation review where I want to let you know where you need to go. And some might wonder, is it worth getting reviews every single month? Why would I need a review every month? Couldn't I just get it once every 6 months or every year? Yes, absolutely. But let me tell you why getting a review every month from a professional can help. Many of you, and this is what I got the impression of when I did some consultation calls a couple weeks back, many of you that have not gotten accepted by libraries, not getting a lot of placements, kind of feeling like you're excited about this business, but you feel like you're just spinning your wheels and nothing's really going your way yet. Many of you are kind of doing this. You're just going in circles, okay? So you get excited about sync licensing, you maybe find a library that you want to pitch to, or maybe not. Maybe you're just kind of watching TV and you hear a song and you're like, hey, I want to make music like that. Or you just hear a song on Spotify or YouTube and you sort of you're kind of being inspired here and there and here and there. And then months and months and months go by and you're sending to libraries and you're getting no responses or just rejected, or, oh, we're not accepting composers at this time. You keep getting those kind of responses. It might feel that you're just kind of going in a circle, and you probably are, because there's nobody sort of that's checking in with you on a regular basis. So rather than you just sort of spinning in circles and going around and around, if you had a sort of pathway where once a month you checked in with a professional and he or she could let you know, hey, this is where you need to do some work. You need to actually improve your tracks in a certain way. Here's where you need to focus for the next month. You need to get your drums pounding away, or you need to really look at those guitars. They sound fake, they sound MIDI, they sound like just really squashed. You need to really rethink the samples you're using or rethink how you're mixing them. And they can give you particular specific things to focus on one by one, so that as you're moving forward, you're actually hitting little milestones. And maybe you go a little too far in one direction, they can correct you, and maybe you go back to where you need to go. Or maybe you go a little under the next time and your mixes are too blown out and too compressed, so they can kind of correct you. So this is a way of keeping you on a nice trajectory, a path moving forward, and having check-ins on a monthly basis so that you know that you're going the right way or not. I think most of you guys are really just uncertain if you're going in the right direction. And a lot of you guys have this big question looming over your head. It's like a big cartoon thought bubble. Am I even close? Do I have anything that's actually useful or licensable for libraries? Am I doing things right? Is this going to be accepted by libraries? Could they get this placed? I think it is. Like, my girlfriend or wife or my friends tell me that they think they like this, but I don't actually know, and I'm a little bit uncertain, and I'm a little scared to send to libraries. So there's a lot of uncertainty, there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of nervousness that you guys are going through. And pro feedback is basically a solution to eliminate all of that, to give you some certainty, some clarity, and most importantly, focus, okay? If you don't have a focus for what you're trying to improve about your tracks, and you just have this huge goal of, I want full-time income, but there's no particular focus that you're working on this month, or like right now, to get your tracks better, how the hell are you going to get to that massive goal if you don't have a particular plan to get there, right? So this can basically give you that focus where you're zeroing in on little tiny things that you can start to improve upon. And that's really the key to success. It's not about taking massive, giant leaps from where you are to full-time income. Tiny, 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 tiny incremental steps that you keep marching forward. So with a monthly feedback service like this, and watching everybody else's videos and tuning in and logging in with me and seeing my live reactions and all that kind of stuff, this is what you can do. You can imagine yourself essentially knowing that, now I have a clue as to what works and what doesn't work. It's the biggest note that I've got from syndicate members who have participated in my review service that I offer members there, is watching tons and tons and tons of review videos. After a couple of months, they all start figuring it out. It becomes sort of like formulaic, and it is. There is a sort of formula to creating licensable music, and it's one of those things where you kind of just need to hear it over and over again before it starts to sink in and become second nature. I mean, there's definitely some golden rules and some things to look out for, but as you watch our reviews and you hear what we're talking about with these tracks, I think that is really what you're going to be understanding as you get through. You know, when you get signed up with the service, and you're going to understand what the benefit of it was when you actually go through it for a couple of months. So that's what it's all about. So, all right. Well, that's what I got for you guys. If you have any questions, anything further, something that I didn't cover, anything like that, go ahead and post it below as a comment below here. I'll be answering any questions I get. Other than that, stay tuned because Wednesday, December 1st, Wednesday is going to be our launch date. If you're in Sync Academy or Sync Edge, look out. We'll have a video and an email actually coming your way, and we're going to have links on the platform so you guys can learn more about signing up if you want to. I will also release the sort of official release video here on my YouTube channel, but there will not be a link to sign up. So again, you need to be in Sync Academy or Sync Edge if you actually want to get a shot at this early discount offer. So that's what I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for signing in, joining in with me. I hope this answered most of your guys' questions, and I'm really excited about this new service. I think it's going to do some amazing things for many